Hello everybody, Chris Wood here. I was just showing that because my head has been seriously deformed. It has been seriously flattened. I am an identity theft, identity change victim for 3.5 years. Skull splitting, brain injury, serious deforming on a daily basis and proving it. I am the victim of identity theft. Compliments of Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police for revenge retaliation for speaking of police crimes. Injured, tortured, kidnapped, sex assaulted, medically blacklisted, medical discrimination, medical treatment refusals, lies, cover-ups, time buying, arrest refusals, false arrest to deflect crimes. I am the end of my bloodline. O.P.P is guilty of having my mother stalked and murdered by Billy Wooldridge and Blair Hardy. I was shot back in 2019 by ex-O.P.P chief with something that went into my right ear, and I've been screwed ever since. Stalking, deforming, injuring, torturing. My mother was stalked. My mother was murdered. Compliments of O.P.P Spencer Mills 14716, now allegedly in Aurelia. Ex-chief, now gone, year 2019, chief or commander. Staff sergeants, years 2019 and 2021. Shannon CORK, Robert Kane, Robert Ken Fuck, Ken Kill, Ken Get Away With It, Money Badge, Family Town Council Lucas. STACEY, a mental health worker. Was Daily Tea Company here in NAPANEE, now Kingston. And SHELLEY HAFFNER or HUFFNER, mental health worker and O.P.P. Lennox and Addington County General Hospital, Wayne Cubbyduck, Sarah Fiddler. Paladin security guard, roughly 23 to 25 years old, approximately 300 to 500 pounds. Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. McGregor. Triage nurses Terry, Tanya, and David. Human trafficking, human sex trade, slavery trafficking, medical treatment refusals, medical discriminations, aiding with criminal negligence and intent in this identity theft crime against me for 3.5 years for speaking of police crimes, false arrest, kidnapping 24 hours after asking for help, being surrounded by police, hands on guns to prevent anything legal on them or anyone else, obstructions by a justice of the peace here, stating I was high on marijuana and hallucinating being sodomized by O.P.P staff sergeants and Billy Wooldridge. My identity theft is being done to me by one Billy Wooldridge, inmate harbored sex offender through O.P.P, who I've been trying to get arrested for 3 years, was living at 34 Water Street. Now he lives at 149 Center Street. He's approximately 72, 73 years old. He's bald, glasses, goatee sometimes. At the old Boomhauer house. There's Blair Hardy, who is allegedly Bandido's MC. He is a drug lacer, drug trafficker. He's guilty of rapes. He's guilty of identity thefts, financial thefts and frauds, welfare thefts and frauds, disability thefts and frauds, forgeries, and homicides. Tyler Lake, he's guilty of identity thefts. He's guilty of financial thefts and frauds. He's guilty of animal abuses. He's guilty of murder and attempted murder. Tyler or Jason Two-Step Kimpy VANALSTINE, guilty of murder, guilty of identity theft, guilty of human trafficking, guilty of drug trafficking with Tyler Lake as well. So this is how O.P.P traffic, rape, and murder victims right here in NAPANEE. They are guilty of families of murdered and missing, homeless, poor, natives, elderly, disabled, beware. I am an R&M use victimomy, which is remote neuromonitoring, which is a nano microchip implant designed for invasive surveillance on a person, which enables invasive surveillance and also of destruction through the inside of the body because this attaches to the central nervous system in a person. I have proven this tech that's been in use by the police and military since the 60s, and not a lot of people are aware of it, which certainly benefits them 100%. One way or another, Billy Wooldridge, Tyler Lake, Jason Banalstein, and one Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, you were all going to be arrested. You were all going to felony criminally be charged, and you are all going to pay for what you've done to me. I am 50 years old, and now I am looking like Tyler Lake, like Jason Banalstein, like Blair Hardy, and like a bunch of different other pieces of shit who are using this and passing it around while completely fucking deforming me, numbing my brain, seriously injuring me from the inside, and getting away with it. Knowing I can't go to the hospital, knowing I can't do anything about it, no matter how much I prove anything. So you got away with my mother's murder, you're getting away with this to me, which is murdering the entire Wood bloodline by doing this to me for O.P.P revenge. Conveniently, you commit your crimes and then you lie, you buy time, you do what you got to do, and then you transfer to avoid arrest, charging, and lawsuits against yourselves and O.P.P them as well. Tyler Lake and Jason Banalstein and his woman Holly Carlisle are also guilty of attempted murder on my dog as well. They are guilty of using R&M on my dog Runt and giving him cancer, which I found out yesterday he has. So after 3.5 years of going through this conveniently, I am 50 years old and I'm looking like Tyler Lake, who is what, 20 years younger than I am. He's approximately 25 to 30, so he's 25 years, approximately 20 to 25 years younger than I am. Jason Two-Step Gimpy Van Alstine, who is a serious fucking crackhead, he is probably about 30 to 40, so he's roughly 10 to 20 years younger than I am, approximately. Blair Hardy, he's 65, so he is roughly 15 years older than I am. And then there is one, Bill Wooldridge, last known used name of 149 Center Street, North Harbor, sex offender, who is 72, 73 years old, so that makes him approximately 22 to 23 years older than I am. And he believes that we were switched at birth and thinks that he is also Harry Potter too. He was told that he and I were switched at birth. He believes that he is also my dad too. How the fuck can you be my dad and we be switched at birth, you dumb son of a bitch? And you actually believe it because you're in a permanent mess psychosis. We are no relation in any way, shape, or form. Your name is Billy Wooldridge. You are a delusional piece of shit who are doing this to me for O.P.P revenge. End yourself because you are a human trafficking, sex offending piece of shit garbage. You also hang out at a local pub here in NAPANEE downtown and a local coffee shop when you have to hide from the cops to avoid arrest. They let you know what's happening though, so you can get out. And one way or another, Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jason Banalstein, especially you, Wooldridge, you piece of shit, and Tyler Lake, Jason Banalstein, and Hardy, you're gonna fucking pay for this, you garbage. You're guilty of murdering my mother. You're guilty of murdering the entire Wood bloodline by doing this to me. This is what happens when you speak police crimes right here in Napanee. Remember this. This is how they traffic, frame, and kill. They kidnap, they steal blood and piss, they false arrest to get what they need for identity thefts, prints, signatures, and everything else. Isn't that right, Spencer Mills? Isn't that right, O.P.P? That's why I was falsely arrested, and also in an attempt to justify your crimes against me, and also in an attempt to give me a record. So I wouldn't be taken serious in your attempt to try to discredit me about what has taken place with me, whom, how, and why. And I have been very 100% consistent about this, whom, how, and why. So you speak police crimes in NAPANEE, expect to be killed because I have been pretty much. Chris Wood is dead. I am now pretty much a combination of Tyler Lake, Jason VANALSTINE, Blair Hardy, and Billy Wooldridge, who are a bunch of fucking goof junkies using this and passing it around. And this is also in hopes to frame me as well because I have prisoner tracking on me illegally. And I also have the R&M on me, which is doing this to me. And also a family member named DH is also involved with this too, using R&M on me. And this is his way to avoid going to jail for crimes that he's guilty of if he can help frame me and I can conveniently be mistaken identity and all this other bullshit. And I will not be proven wrong on all this. I've been proven right on everything so far, 100%. So. I'm gonna get off here. I just wanted to come on and say Happy New Year to everybody. Love all, hate none. Hit that like, share, subscribe. And congratulations to Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. Congratulations to Lennox and Addington County General Hospital and their staff and doctors who have been aiding criminally negligently in this crime against me with Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, and Jason VANALSTINE, the drug-fed, money-paid untouchables right here, and I have proven just how protected they truly are and what O.P.P will do and lie, time buying, cover-ups, arrest refusals, like I said, stealing my blood and piss as well. This is to frame me as him. This is also an attempt to make me look like a fucking liar about my identity. Isn't that right, you pieces of shit? Trying to hope that I go crazy, hopes that I start calling myself Blair Hardy or that I start calling myself Tyler Lake or Jason VANALSTINE or Billy Wooldridge when that's not the case. I am very well aware of who I am, you drug-fed money fucking bastards. And that's exactly what you are. You're turning me into a fucking vegetable like you are. One way or another, you will fucking pay for this. Don't think you won't. I hope people remember my tattoos and remember my older videos with my tattoos in them to show. You just have to look at them and you'll know the differences and changes I have been through since then. I am how O.P.P, human traffic, frame, and murder. Happy New Year to you pieces of shit. You are guilty of murdering the entire Wood bloodline, you fucking garbage. Be safe, everybody. Watch yourselves, watch your children, watch your parents, and watch your finances. Families of murdered and missing. This is how it's done. Anybody thinks identity thefts can't happen? I am 100% proof that they can have and do. And it's all being through remote neuromonitoring use on me. My body's been split. And this can all be 100% medically proven. 3.5 years of this. Time bought, you pieces of shit garbage. And one way or another, Tyler Lake and Holly Carlisle, you're gonna pay for what you did to my dog Runt too, you murdering little fucking garbage.